Welcome to Common Fitting Adjustments for the Tabula Rasa Knit Tee and Tunic pattern. I'm Rae Cumbie, Creative Director, and I'm happy to welcome you to this series of fitting adjustment videos dedicated to the Tabula Rasa knit pattern. Here at Fit for Art, we are devoted to helping you get a good fit in all of our core patterns. And this look at knit fit adjustments is particularly useful if you find that your knit patterns stretch uncomfortably in certain areas or do not fall gracefully over your curves. We know that good pattern work is essential to keep you sewing knit tops, in this case, over and over again. And we encourage you to keep sewing Tabula Rasa knit tops and use our different variation patterns so that you can have a nice wardrobe of comfortable, easy to wear knit tops. The following video will show you how to alter your Tabula Rasa knit pattern with its unique square armhole construction for an ample bust that requires an additional dart. You will know you need this adjustment if your knits ride up in the center front, or if you added an additional dart or additional dart space when you did the pattern work on your Tabula Rasa jacket. Here we go. Add a dart. This pattern adjustment will be adding a dart into the front of the Tabula Rasa knit top. This is an adjustment for someone who is fuller busted than a D cup and just needs a little bit of extra length in the front. You would know that because your top that you had made previously curved up a little bit in the front, or it just wasn't hanging properly and it was stretching across the bust, and adding that second dart in makes the fit much better. So we're going to draw that dart off of the line where the pattern connects to the side panel. This is actually where the second dart is if you wear the CD front in the jacket pattern. We have our knit dart up higher because knits tend to stretch and the dart needs to sit a little higher. This is where we're going to add our second, and we're going to draw a line that is perpendicular to the knit pattern piece and comes straight across, perpendicular to the fold line as well. And we're going to cut this out all the way across. So we're actually going to add length all the way across the top, which is where you need it. And then in the side seam, where we don't want to be adding a lot of extra, we're going to fold that amount extra out and turn it into a second dart. I'm working on the 2XL, 3XL pattern here, but any size could need this adjustment if you are blessed with a full bust. So it's really excellent when you are doing these kinds of adjustments to tape carefully and slowly. And I have my tape here, and I had already pre-cut a piece of pattern paper, and I'm going to first tape it to the lower half of the pattern piece. If you try to tape it to both halves at the same time, you're destined for trouble. Pattern work really must be done carefully, and it's better if you can take your time and just do one side at a time. Now I'm going to extend fold the grain line, which we have here, and the center front line straight up, since they are straight lines, so that when I go to attach the part that I cut off, I will be able to just line it up perfectly. And we know that we want to have an extra 3/4 of an inch. That is how much extra we need to add. So I'm actually going to mark that here all the way across, so that when I go to put the pattern piece on, I'll get it positioned in the right place. Now I'm going to lay that top of the pattern down and I'm going to connect it here to my dots so that that grain line is lining up perfectly. We don't really use a grain line on a knit, but it's a good marker if you're going to be cutting the pattern apart to do other things or working on piecing. And so we have it here as a useful tool, and in this case it's a very useful tool. It gives us another marker. So I'm slowly going to work across the pattern to tape this second side in and get this dart set up so that there's enough room in the bust for our wearer to enjoy. Now we're going to make the bust point at the same place that the bust point of the previous dart is, and since this is the largest size, it's the bust point closest in on the pattern. So I have made myself a little mark so I can see it, and I'm just going to come straight down from there in the center of this paper and create the bust point for this dart. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to, at the position of the 5/8 inch seam line, which is my little dot, which is very convenient, you see, I'm going to create the dart and just draw it in there so that I have a new dart, so that the bust and the front of the garment will hang really beautifully. Okay, now we have to get this side finished, and the way to do that is to true the pattern. So we're actually going to fold the dart. As you see, I'm going to create the dart in the paper and fold it along its dart legs line. Okay, this is a little awkward to do in the paper, but you see I have folded that dart in place, and now I'm going to trim off along the seam line, and I will have my legs right there for my second dart. Hi, and thanks for watching that little video on how to add a dart to your Fit for Art pattern, your Tabula Rasa knit pattern from Fit for Art. If you need an extra dart, it probably means you're already in the CD front, which has one dart already. Make sure you're picking the right front when you start making your Tabula Rasa knit tops. We have an AB front, is what it's titled, and that's for smaller busted ladies, and a CD front for larger busted ladies. I demoed this adjustment on the CD front, so you see the dart that was already there, and this added a second dart. If you need this adjustment, you'll be happy to have it, and your knit tops will fit much better. Happy sewing!